everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Good News Report. I'm Pamela Marshall. We are continuing our conversations with the candidates who are asking for the opportunity to serve the people of Alachua County. And I am very pleased to welcome our guest today, Pastor Byran Williams. He is the pastor of Mount Carmel High Springs and a candidate for Alachua County Commission District 2. Pastor, welcome to the Good News Report.
Thank you for the invitation.
As we have been interviewing other candidates, and if you've missed any of those interviews, please feel free to scroll down on our Facebook page or go to YouTube, Peacemaker Pamela on YouTube to see all of the interviews. Pastor, this is an open seat with the current Commissioner Marihelen Wheeler not seeking another term. You are one of 4 Democrats competing in this election, meaning that voters across the district will have a very important decision to make. You have served in High Springs, and why did you decide to get into this race for Alachua County Commissioner?
Well, that was always a part of my plan when I was serving as the mayor and vice mayor of the city of High Springs. I had planned to give them 20 years, and then I was going to run for county commissioner.
Oh. And so in your 20 years serving in High Springs, what do you feel like the voters in other parts of Alachua County need to know about the work that you did while you served in High Springs?
Well, throughout my serving here in High Springs, I was a part of approving the budget. I was part of enacting laws and ordinances in High Springs. I have worked on comprehensive plans. I have worked on zoning maps. I have served on different boards throughout the state of Florida. I'm well equipped to be a commissioner because I do have the 20 years of governing legislation body.
So as Alachua County is experiencing continued growth, residents are asking questions, and you may have heard some of these questions as you campaign. One of them is about affordable housing. How do you see that as something that you could impact as an Alachua County Commissioner?
Yes, I have served here in High Springs with affordable housing. If you go in some of the neighborhoods in High Springs, I'm proud to say that I was a part of making sure some of those affordable houses came to High Springs. When I say affordable housing, you know, people think about affordable housing just for those, but people that's firefighters, police officers, school teachers, they need affordable housing to start off with. And that's what I like to call them workforce homes that people can afford to get into the first time. If I go back to the days when I was a young man, certain houses I just couldn't afford.
And do you see that, or are you hearing from people that that's gotten even tougher, considering that Alachua County is one of the most expensive places in the state when it comes to housing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
How do you see that you can impact that? What would you say, this is what I'm going to be doing?
That's why it's so important for us to work together at the county and the cities. If we can come together with a coalition, working with different organizations to help build affordable housing. And so that's what we did here in High Springs. Even the city, there were some lots that we had. We pretty much gave them to people, but the builders had to build affordable housing. We also reduced some of the fees. So sometimes we need to go ahead.
You reduce some of the fees for the builders.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. And I think we can just some of the same things through the county. If we just work together as a coalition, we can build some affordable houses. And and throughout the county. Okay, I love Gainesville. Alachua County is bigger than Gainesville. Can I say that? We need affordable housing in High Springs. We need affordable houses in Archer. We need affordable houses in Alachua.
When you, I listened to a story on NPR about the challenges of young adults today and how 25 to 35-year-olds are, the percentage of them moving back home has gone up 20%.
Yes.
Because it is so difficult coming out of college with student loan debt, trying to just get established. How much more difficult do you feel like it is, Pastor Williams? You mentioned when you were a young man preparing to buy a home, how you saw things that you couldn't afford. How much more difficult do you think things have gotten now?
I think it's much more difficult. One of my church members' daughter just moved back home with 2 kids because she could not afford a home any longer, being a single mother. It's very difficult now. The prices of homes are sky high. I was just had a phone call on yesterday. The lady told me she first purchased a home, she paid $25,000 for it. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yes, but now the average home, I'm talking about 225,000 and up. So it's very difficult. And with the price of food, the gas, the price of childcare, I hate to mention it, it's very difficult for the young people today.
While a young adult having to move back home, and we tend to go back home with more than we left with.
Mm-hmm.
But
So,
what,
so what?
what advice do you give families who are dealing with this? I mean, I have a young adult son that we continue to have to help. This is
Mm-hmm.
not. I don't think there's anybody who's not heard of it or who might not be participating themselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the first things I tell a young person, you have to manage your money. You have to manage your money. We just can't go buy a new car because we say, oh, it's time to buy a new car. We really have to manage money. And that's, I think, is so important for us to teach our young people the importance of managing their monies. So, so important. Stay away from credit cards.
Mhm.
I can remember the days when I first went to college. I got more invites to get credit cards. And guess what I did? I accepted them. One of the biggest
And
lessons
regretted it.
I regretted it. Yes. So I'm really, really, really pushing for that. Make sure you keep a good budget. Live within your means.
Well, you know what, Pastor? We protest and boycott a lot of things. I think, I didn't have that many opportunities, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention to them because I knew I couldn't afford it. Um, but my youngest brother, a freshman in college, and you know, they're quick to even let you have a car. He got a brand new truck,
Yes.
and then the truck had to be repossessed. And then you get out of college, you got student loan debt, and then you've been behind on your payments, and then you have a repossession or something, and you just start out the gate with
Mm-hmm.
odds against you and having to pay high interest. What can be, because I think that is as critical as anything in helping to teach people that in the Bible it says credit is a sin, right? It's called a
Yes.
usury sin.
Yes. Yes. And that's one of the things I'm running. I think it's so, so important for us to have some type of youth in development. When I was coming up, we had people in the community that would try to teach us the, the ways of life, the right things to do in life. You know, back in the day, we called it a village. The community was a village. And I think we need to get back to the village, preparing our young people. My uncle used to tell me, she said, son, uh, if if you just take 20, say $20 each pay period, that ain't a whole lot of money. So guess what he did? He made me pencil and paper. He made me sit down and add it up. How much money I have at the end of the year. And then when he did that, the light came on. Bam. Oh, okay, now I understand. So we really need to get back to teaching our young people the importance of money, developing them as young people to be successful people, to have confidence in themselves. It's going to take the village again to develop our young people. And we can't wait till they're 12 and 13, 14 years old. I'm to the point where you start at the age of 3 because they're
Yeah.
so wise these days. Yes. Train
Well,
up a child in where they should go.
that's what the word says.
That's what it says. Yes.
And I don't know if we don't equate that with money, maybe they need to see that scripture again about what interest is, that it is a
Yes.
usury sin. And if you don't want your children to lie, you ought not want them to get credit,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. Teach them. That's wisdom. Teach them that wisdom. We
Yeah.
know it. We
Yeah.
need to pass it on. Share it.
Yeah, we have become so accustomed to so many things that
Mm-hmm.
are politically correct today, but they're biblically out of order.
Yes.
And so how does that carry over in being responsible for budgets for the community that you worked for in High Springs, the residents of High Springs? And then how would you like to carry that over as a county commissioner in that seat in District 2 in Alachua County?
Yeah. We have to be fiscal sound. We have to have a good budget, and it starts with a good financial manager. That's where it began. And even at my church, I want to see the money coming in and the money going out. Be transparent. That's one of the key ways to it. Be transparent with people, and I think people feel more of giving if they can see where their money is going, what their money is spent on. Transparency. That's one of the things I would carry over to the county.
So what is one of the promises that you will be making to the voters if they are confident that you are the person to sit in that seat?
Okay. Promise, most times politicians like make promises. But one promise I will make though, I will be the people commissioner. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, or whomever. I will be the people commissioner. I will be a voice for the people. I will be a voice of reason. I'll be a voice of fairness. And I'll be a voice of equality for everyone. Everyone.
So having served so many years in public office, understanding that being elected, so you're an elected official as well as a pastor, both of those positions elevate you in a community. What is it that you believe should keep a public servant humble? How does a public servant stay humble as they take these leadership roles for you?
To stay home, having a heart for the people, and to stay humble. Also, I don't take stuff personal. I don't. Times I sit on that dais, I don't been called different things, but I did not take it personal. Uh, I used to. I just tell people I'm like a duck. I just let it roll off, and I keep on serving the people. Keep on serving the people. Keep on having a heart for people. Nobody, if they even treat me bad, I'm still gonna have a heart for them. I'm still gonna try to do what's best for them.
Yeah. What are some of the
Yes.
things that you've heard as you've been out campaigning? What are some of the things that you heard that have surprised you? Because, there's the run of the mill things that people are concerned about, and I won't call it run of the mill. They're legitimate concerns. What are some things that you have heard, perhaps that have changed your mind about something as you're going into this, as you've watched Gainesville and Alachua County from High Springs?
Mm-hmm. Well, the big is the roads. I didn't know there were so many bad roads in Alachua County. I am serious. After people start texting me, emailing me, and I start traveling the different roads, it really surprised me. I know there was some in the area that I live in, but they're throughout the county, which I was not aware of. It really surprised me. And then once I start traveling some of those roads, I can leave out of Alachua County and go over into Columbia County. The roads are much better. Yes, I can leave out of Alachua County and go into Gilchrist County, and the roads are much better. It was really surprising.
So how can you impact that, Pastor Williams?
I know they said they have a plan. I know they have a plan. They said they have a plan. But my question is, I'm quite sure, had they really gone out and seen the roads, for instance, 15th over in Gainesville, which I didn't know was a county road until maybe about a month ago. It was a pothole in them roads so awful that it'd tear up a truck if they ran across it.
Wow.
Roads like that should be on top of the list. I mean, it should be on top of the list. So I think they really need to take a look at the list again. They must, and listen to the people when they cry out. Because me, myself personally, on 235, one of my old cars, I like to collect old cars. That's one of my hobbies. I messed up a front end on one of my cars. And I didn't know it was that serious to even try to get them prepared. When I called them, there's no way possible. First of all, you got to have a police report, pictures, and receipts.
So you've experienced it firsthand.
Yes, I have.
We are talking to Pastor Byran Williams. He's a candidate for Alachua County Commission, a seat that is open and is being vacated by Commissioner Marihelen Wheeler. We are so pleased that he has carved out time to speak to us today. We have invited and then have talked to other candidates that will be on the ballot, as early voting is already in progress. And then the actual election is on the 18th of this month. So get your plans to vote. If you have not seen the other interviews, I certainly invite you to go to our YouTube channel and check out those interviews, or just scroll down our Facebook page to take a look at them. Pastor Williams, the growth and development that's happening in Alachua County, how do you think we accommodate that growth while this is not Austin, Texas? How do you accommodate the growth without losing the character and the quality of life that many have come to consider that makes this county so special? How do you do that? How do you accommodate the growth without losing the character?
I like to call it smart planning, smart growth. Prepare for it. Prepare for it, because it's coming. People coming to North Central Florida like never before. We have to have smart growth. You have to have a plan to get there. You know, back in the days when we didn't have GPS, we used to map it out. How we going to get to a place? And I think that's what we need to do when we come to the growth here in Alachua County. It needs to be mapped out. We need to have a plan. How we going to get there and how it's going to look when we get there.
Yeah, and speaking of this growth, I've also been interviewing the candidates for the Alachua County School Board. When we talk about communities, we're not just talking about roads and trees. We're talking about children that are in our schools. What do you see that needs to happen for there to be more collaboration between the county commission and the school board as we look at growth and economic development for Alachua County? How can those two bodies of government work together for the good of the families and the students that are depending on you?
This to agree that we will sit down and talk and plan. It's going to take an agreement between the two bodies. To actually, I'm a firm believer. If the county and the school board and maybe even with the city of Gainesville, they had been talking about the east side of Gainesville, what plans the county has for the east side of Gainesville, what plans the city of Gainesville have for the east side of Gainesville. I believe then the school board would have a different opinion about the east side of Gainesville, the schools that they closed. They didn't collaborate. They did not talk. There's no communication there. That's what I want to say. It's got like a good marriage. You got to communicate. You have to communicate.
So you have these bodies of government, whether it's the city commission, county commission, school board, they all say they're working for the people. And
yes.
I sometimes wonder, do y'all have a family meeting? Are there the family meetings of the governments to say, this is what we're going to do. We know that you want to do that, but
yes.
How do we make all of this work together instead of being these independent silos?
That's what it's going to take. That coalition. I'm talking about this. The county, school board, every city. And when I say every city, I mean all the cities need to be to the table. And that's what I love. The University of Florida, Santa Fe College, they need to sit down at the table and come up with a plan to make this a better county. It can be, but it's going to take that communication, talking together.
Yeah.
Talking together, not talking at one another, but talking to one another, and trying to do what's best for the citizens of this county, because it's all about the people. That's my grandson calling me. It's about
supposed to be.
Yes, and see, that's what I want to bring to the county. I want to be a voice for the people. I really do. And for every city in Alachua County, I have experience. Not this county commission here. They're much better than previous. Previous county commissioners pretty much said out their mouth, we're not worrying about y'all small city. So be it.
Pastor, there was a great philosopher that walked among us, and he was talking to his disciples, and he said, "Who do you say that I am?" So I ask you today, who would your residents of the city where you have worked for 20 years, who would they say that Byran Williams is?
A servant. A servant.
So as you're serving, Alachua County has been blessed with extraordinary natural resources, as you well know. How would you balance economic development and protecting the springs and the waterways and the farmland and other natural resources of Alachua County?
Yeah. Farmland is farmland. I will say this now. Alachua County do have a good comprehensive plan to protect those type places. They really do. I was really surprised. They really do. I'm gonna give them the kudos on that one. Yeah, their comprehensive plan is very good. It's gonna protect those type of environments, the farmland, the springs. It do really well. Even with the maybe that with that AI, them data centers, the comprehensive plans don't too much alive. So you have to rely heavily on your comprehensive plan. That's your plan. That's your map to make sure that things are protected.
Pastor Williams, thank you for joining us on the Good News Report. One of the things that I enjoy doing with some of our guests is we do a little lightning round where you get to answer questions quickly. So if you don't mind us pausing a bit and us getting to know you a little better with some of these questions. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
That's okay?
Yes.
All right. All right. All right. So for you, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Favorite place in Alachua County?
Favorite place in Alachua County. The Springs.
And your favorite restaurant in the area?
In the area, High Springs, I'll
Alachua
say,
County.
Alachua County.
Mhm.
Texas Roadhouse.
All right. What's one word that best describes Alachua County?
Best describe Alachua County. Never been asked that question before. Best describe Alachua County. Hmm,
Like Family Feud.
uh, Best word describe Alachua County. Community.
Community. Very
Yeah,
good. Very good. Okay. So what one word best describes your leadership?
my leadership. One word.
Yes, sir. Okay. You can do a hybrid.
hmm That best describe my leadership, you say? A listener.
What is it?
I listen, a listener.
A listener. All right. So tell me this. Tell us this. What one lesson in life that taught you about leadership?
When I first got elected here in High Springs, when I ran, uh, African Americans wasn't treated fairly here in High Springs. So that was one of the reasons that I ran, to make sure they had a voice. And then once I got there, I learned that High Springs was larger than just the African American community. That was a lesson well learned. So I started serving all the people of High Springs. Those voted for me and those did not vote for me. Those that looked like me and those did not look like for me. That was a lesson I learned.
One last question. What's your favorite book?
Shane, Western.
Eh, eh. It's The Art of Forgiveness by Pamela Marshall. Pastor, thank you so much for
Oh,
being a
I know what
part.
answer you wanted now. I know what answer you wanted now.
Yeah.
You want the Bible, but
No. My book, the book that I wrote,
oh, the book that you wrote.
The Art of Forgiveness
That's okay.
by Pamela Marshall.
I'm
You have to
sorry.
get you a copy.
Please do. Please do. Please do.
Pastor Williams, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. I hope our viewers have enjoyed an opportunity to learn a little more about the man from High Springs who is vying for the position as an Alachua County Commissioner. I really appreciate you standing in the gap as a public servant for 20 years and now wanting to continue to do that. We really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
And thank you everyone for joining us for this edition of the Good News Report. Remember, if you are breathing, that is good news. I'm Pamela Marshall at the Wellness Radio TV and at the Wellness Radio TV podcast. Remember, there is healing at the well. Go and make it good news that somebody is seeing you walk through the door. Blessings and peace. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.